What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is January 31st. And yeah, what's going on, stream fam? I feel like it's been a hot minute since I've gone live. Oh, bud, it has been so busy. Work has been crazily fun busy, I guess is the best way to say it. But yeah, it is so good to see everybody. We'll give it a bit for some folks to pop on if there anyone is today. What up, the Cyber Eye? Yeah. So if you're watching right now, we are at the pre-stream. Plugging my headphones. I just got done from the gym. But yeah, we're going to talk about the TryHackMe Security 1 today. So Unknown One, hello and welcome. What is going on, everybody? Yeah, it's good to be streaming. It's been a hot minute since I've been live for stream, so it's nice to see you guys. It's nice to hop on. Hello. Got a few folks on Twitch, few on YouTube. Yeah, who knows? We might be doing a giveaway as well today for a SEC1 voucher. So we will see how that goes. So this is not a sponsored video. So this is my own opinion on the TryHackMe Security 1 exam. And yeah, I'm actually pretty excited to talk about it, actually. It was a fantastic exam that I really enjoyed. And while it was fresh in the mind, I wanted to kind of go in and start talking about it. I do want music in the background, but I feel like I had issues with it. Jeremy X21A, what's going on? Matt, how's it going? Yeah, we're going to talk about TryHackMe today because TryHackMe did a really cool thing, and they, I think, made a pretty rockin' entry-level certification that I kind of want to talk about the pros and the cons on, because I thought I had a lot of good things I really enjoyed about it. Some things I personally would maybe recommend that they make changes to, but yeah, the video's not sponsored, so I kind of get to give my own opinion on it. But yeah, stay tuned toward the end because I'm feeling pretty generous today, and I kind of want to do a giveaway for one. But you have to be on the stream to get. So yeah, let's see if we can make that happen today, because I think it's a very the one thing I really like about it, one, is the price. The price was, I think, really good for TryHackMe for making it so affordable. Nice. Matt, you're always doing something crazy. Watching this while doing schoolwork. Don't tell my teacher. Good job, Jeremy. Priorities. I appreciate that. But yeah, everybody, how's it going? My name's Andrew, also known as Ginger Hacker. And yeah, we are going to be talking about some cool stuff today because I want to talk about TryHackMe's new Security 1 exam that they just dropped here about 3-4 days ago. And I ended up taking it, and it was a lot of fun. And there was a few pieces of it where I wish they had a little bit more structure. Hugo Styles, hello from Texas. Yeah, hey everyone, and this is your first time jumping in for the stream, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's how you can also support the stream, support the nonprofit, and support what we're doing as we're doing our Breaking Into Cyber series, our raffle giveaways when it comes into the whole process, honestly, of the Ginger Hacker Initiative. And also, if you're not, joining the Discord. So link to the Discord right here in the chat. Donation, if you want to donate to Ginger Hacker Initiative, here on the top, my left, your possible right. And yeah, And then always you can subscribe to the channel. It's roughly about a cup of coffee, about $5 a month. What that does is help us kind of continuously the path of breaking into cyber for helping folks get certifications, get mentorships, and so much more. And turn the bell on for notifications. Well put, Jeremy. So yeah, so Discord links right here. If you are not entered yet in for our CompTIA certification giveaway for February, that is what this link is for. This link, and I promise after this, we will then get into the review of Security 1. But for this link, this is going to be our CompTIA certification sweepstakes. We'll be doing this every single month from now until December, where one lucky individual, 2 for February, because I did not get to do one here in January, get to choose between a Security Plus, Net Plus, or Linux Plus voucher. Predominantly, we're aiming for Security Plus, but if you already hold the Security Plus certification, I'm not opposed to allowing you to pick a different one. So, I saw the thumbnail with Ginger Hacker and was like, couldn't miss the live stream. Joshua, thanks so much. Oh, perfect. Someone scanned the QR code. Yes, scan these QR codes. These are important codes. This one donates to the cause. This one donates to you of possibly getting a certification to strengthen that resume and break into cyber. So, so excited to see everybody today. Looks like we got some folks on Twitch, on YouTube. So exciting. And this is a no holds bar. Questions are open in the chat on my overall viewer opinion for the CompTIA's new Security 101 exam. And can someone real quick in chat just let me know, how am I coming in with my music? I have the little music thing going in the background here. And hopefully it's not having to compete with it. It's coming in clear. Someone let me know real fast. That way I can want to make sure you guys can hear what I'm saying and I'm not having to compete with my my music I have going in the background for jams. But yeah, everybody, this is it was a good time. And I'm going to pull up a few different things on what we're going to talk about right now for the Try Hack Me. Spotify can't compete with this quality. I love that. That's something. Spotify can't compete with this quality. Awesome. Balanced. Okay, perfect. Cool. Balanced I'll take. I don't want it to be, maybe I'll turn it down just a little bit more then, because that's as low as it's getting without going muted. So yeah, that will do. It's good. We can hear you just fine. Perfect. Okay. Well, hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for being here. Well, we are here to talk about the Try Hack Me Security 1 certification. And I took it last night, passed it, and I wanted to kind of give you guys my unfiltered thoughts on it. This video is not sponsored, so that means I get to say whatever I want about it. But I will tell you right now, and stay tuned toward the end, I was very pleased. There was a few nuances, we'll call it, that I think with some fine tuning, it would be a little bit better. However, the overall, I think, of the certification was fantastic for the target of pre-security and cybersecurity 101 pipeline that Try Hack Me is saying that's all you need in order to take this certification. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Boop. There we go. So yeah, everybody, this is Try Hack Me's pre-security 101 certification. If you've not seen the certification yet, or which one is beginner, it is definitely be the SEC 101, Jeremy, for very, very beginner user friendly. The SOC analyst level 1 or the SAL 1, I would say would be probably take that after your security plus. Hello, unknown one. I see you. I see you on Twitch. What's going on? The beginner one would be the SEC 101. So SEC 101 is going to be our pre-beginner. I call it friendly, but we're going to dive into that on where there's still some nuances of where it's like to really call it 100% friendly. I don't want to, how do I put this? I don't want to underplay it, because if you don't prepare correctly, you're going to realize there's a lot of portions on here. There's 8K quality, then there's Ginger Hacker sharing screen grab. It's funny, man. So, yes. So let's dive in. So Try Hack Me, I think, is what they're trying to do. Is they're trying to compete with Hack the Boxes, CDGJA, and someone can correct me in the chat for the acronym of like their entry level certification. I think of all hands on that Hack the Box does. So, but what they do here, where I think, and once again, applause to Try Hack Me. Once again, video is not sponsored. I get no kickbacks for this. I have no cool code for you guys of Ginger Hacker 10 or Ginger Hacker 30 for a discount code. But I just want to give you guys my honest opinion on what I thought about this certification and kind of breaking it down. So the course itself stands out with only needing two things. You need to do the pre-security path and the cybersecurity 101 path to be in the most successful means to pass the exam. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit behind the weeds, and I'm going to kind of show you guys on once it goes into the operation systems, network traffic, web application security, your SOC security operations, password attacks and credentials, and malware analysis. I'm going to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the pricing is not bad. I know I've dropped it in my Discord community as well when it comes into what exactly that pricing looked like. And I'm going to pull it up again real quick too, because honestly, that was one thing too. Yeah, here we go. Drop this in chat. The price for this, without having Try Hack Me Premium or being on a subscription, is still only $150. And then if you are a premium member, it drops that down to $126. So you're saving about $24, which includes 3 months of premium access, which is totally all you need to jump into those learning paths for the pre-security and the cybersecurity 101. On top of this, you are also given a 1 free retake if it is needed, and the exam duration is 24 hours. Now, let me be clear. It does not mean you have 24 hours to complete the entire exam per section. So, and we're going to kind of go into that a little bit, and I'm going to kind of like show you guys what that kind of means. So let's minimize this. I'm going to go to another screen share real quick. Let me see. Bum, ba-bum, bum, bum, ba-bum. You know what? Maybe I do need to stay in that section, actually. Let me see. Da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. I am going to drop you guys a code, though, that does work for 40% off, but it is not my code. It's another streamer's code. But I will give that to you guys because it's awesome. The price is great. 100% the price is great. Oh, come on. Let's see if I can get this. Stop sharing. Share again. Window. Okay, cool. Here we go. So building the certification. So we have our industry research. So validating foundational skills. Learning insights from your cybersecurity 101 path and learning insights, the clear scope, beta testing, and then our final validation. So the beta testing's already occurred and happened. They kicked it out into the real world, and then here we sit. No live on LinkedIn. We should be live on LinkedIn. We should be live on the Ginger Hacker LinkedIn, not on my personal LinkedIn. But yeah, we should be live on we should be live on the Ginger Hacker LinkedIn. If you're not on the Ginger Hacker LinkedIn, I don't know what you guys are doing with your lives. You guys definitely need to be there. There's that right there. We should be live. Am I wrong? Am I not? No, maybe we're not. I don't know. Now you got me doom clicking and doom scrolling because now I'm curious. Yeah, I think we're watching. Yeah, LinkedIn Live. It should be. I'm not going to click into it because then it's going to be like a video within a video kind of thing, and that's frustrating enough. So when I took it, I passed with a 530. And I will say that I was actually very okay, checked it's there. Thanks, unknown. And yeah, when I took the exam, I was actually fairly impressed. So you get 7 sections. And I'm going to keep kind of going back and forth to this a little bit, because out of your 7 sections, so here's just showing 6. Each section has a time limit tied to it. So, and without going into the weeds and like the ones and zeros of like what the exam consists of. Thanks, Joshua. The thing I liked about it was the consistency. So it's like they give you there's about going to be 2 challenges, which are going to be, I think, the Windows and the Linux fundamentals, which give you about 45 minutes to run some basic commands, PowerShell, get some specific information on those hosts, but you have to use PowerShell, and it's all hands-on. There's no multiple choice. There's no hints. It is all hands-on keyboard getting those questions. Now, there's 10 questions in every section. So the max score you can get 700. Passing scores, I think, a 450, 455. So in full retrospect, if you ace 5 of the sections, you've already pretty much passed the exam. And even if you get 80s in 5 of them, you've gotten I think like at least you're 400. And now you're just shooting for another 5 questions in each, and it's 10 points per question. Now, there are some pieces of this where it's like myself, for example, I am a blue team oriented, blue team SOC analyst, cyber guy. That's my niche. That's the thing I like to do. I like cybersecurity. I like to kick my red team off my network. So with this, during the exam, you get a little taste of all 3 worlds. Oh, it shows starting soon. Interesting. Huh. All right, now I'm going to doom scroll. Hold on. I'm going to pivot to LinkedIn real fast to see what's going on with my LinkedIn Live. Because it says it should be going. This is why you need a team, everybody. They can help do all this stuff. Oh, it said 315. Oh, I wonder if I didn't create the event to do it. So I wonder if that's why it's not showing. Huh. Okay, well, let's do this. That's a quick, easy fix. All right. Hold on, Ginger Hacker fam. I got to grab this link real quick. We are live talking about Try Hack Me's. See if I'll tag Try Hack Me, see if they want to hop on the stream. Try Hack Me SEC 101 exam. Join us on YouTube. Oh my God. Let me rephrase. Let me spell talking right. Jeez Louise. Save. All right, hold on. I'm going to reshare this real fast on my socials. Come join the chat. All right, there we go. Okay, food for thought on LinkedIn posting. I think you have to make the event in order to do it. So, but yeah, cool. Looks like we got some folks on Twitch and on YouTube. So hey, if you're here, awesome. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we're kind of diving into the SEC 101 from Try Hack Me today, and let's see. I left off at time blocks. So you have 24 hours to fully complete this exam. So what that means is you have roughly, I'll call it 7 hours total to complete all of the sections. So 2 of the sections are going to be 45 minutes. The remainder of the other 5 are an hour long. Now, I will tell you, depending on your level of experience, myself being very well oriented with blue team tasks, the blue team oriented boxes, I was able to get completed within 25 to 30 minutes, maybe 15 on one of them tops. Now, the cool thing with this is with their Security 101, they aren't specifically just tying in the blue team side of training. They also have red team oriented boxes, and they also have purple team oriented boxes, which I very much enjoyed. And there's one where I'll probably have the most critiques, is like a DFIR exam portion of this as well for the malware analysis fundamentals, which we'll get to that last, because that's, I think, probably my most gripes and moans. But yeah, pretty much in full spectrum, you're getting the best of all 3 of these kind of pieces, where you're getting to go into the blue team of things, getting to do some cool pen testing, Nmap enumeration, Metasploit, burp sweep, Durbuster, a bunch of these cool tools to find these solutions and these questions to find your answer. And another thing I actually liked about this is we've all probably, and some of us have done capture the flag environments where it's look for TCH or THM, curly brackets, blank, and that's your flag. There are no flags in this exam. It is legit questions of like, what's the host name of the host you're investigating? And you'll have to go find that host name and actually put in the correct host name for it. And like I said, that's just an example. I'm not saying that's like one of the questions, but they're very niche, and like you have to know what you're doing. You can't just go in here blind and say, yep, I'm going to be able to go coast through this and go. Now, the caveat to this is it is an open book, open note, open Google, open AI. So, I mean, like the piece of this is they'll check your identity just like just before as well. If you've done the SOC Analyst Level 1 or the Pen Test Level 1 course here in TryHackMe, but you're not screen locked. So, I mean, like you can take notes. Highly recommend you take notes and screenshot your progress. Make sure that you're kind of doing your own personal write-ups. That's how I like to keep myself nice and clean and somewhat tediously in pace. And from there, you're pretty much now having to find those specific questions to complete the tasks. Now, I would say the most portions where I struggled in were the red team boxes, as I'm not a pen tester. I don't do pen tests. I don't use Metasploit. I don't use burp sweep as much as I probably could and should. Not my thing. A mock test would have been nice. Yeah, the mock test, I guess you could call it. I would tell you this. If you do the pre-security 101 and pre-security and security 101 pipe train lines, I would say that'd probably get you about 80% of where you need to be. Now, to tie in probably my gripes on the tail end of this is the one thing I wasn't happy about is I personally was not a fan of the DFIR box. There was a DFIR section, and I don't want to obviously go into the neck and weeds of like the ones and zeros of it or what you have to do. But for someone that's not done that before, it was very nerve-wracking and frustrating with the amount of possibilities, I guess is the best way to say it, is you have to find your solution. I very much felt like I was throwing spaghetti at a wall with all the amount of tools I was given, and I was just trying to see what stuck. So my advice would be, like, if you're not familiar with DFIR tools, and I will probably write a post about this later down in this week on tools I would recommend to get yourself in a good, warm and fuzzy place with, is prepare yourself for that to set yourself up for the most success. I think it's hard to study for a test you don't know what's going to be on the test. Like those that have done CompTIA or EC Council or Hack the Box or TryHackMe and all that stuff like that. I would just say, like, be wary, because it's just like, yeah, you don't know what a practice test is great. Like I know Sans has practice tests, CompTIA has all the practice tests, but I really think the concept of this is if you're doing the Try Hack Me rooms and the challenges and the walkthroughs that Try Hack Me already offers on the platform, the test shouldn't be an issue. I would say that's your practice test or your mock test. So when you're going through those training pipelines and it says, okay, we're going to spin up a VM or we're going to go through the attack box and do this, go that way. Now I know some folks have I hate using the attack box. I like to use my own tools. Personally, when it comes into Try Hack Me establishes and makes these probably more predominantly for their attack box to run smoothly. So whenever I do a specific Try Hack Me or Hack the Box or Level Effect or just hacking training, I usually will leverage whatever tools they give me to be successful. Because I know like what's going on, Joshua, know them, Eric Zimmerman tools. Yep. So, but yeah, just keep that in mind. So once again, 24 hours total for the exam, but you have about 7 hours to complete all the rooms. So, and what that means is like every room with all the amount of time it gives you, it takes about 7 hours. Once again, this is going to be case by case basis on how well and proficient you're at on all these tasks and skills. I was able to complete the entirety of the test in just a little over 4 hours, which is still a long time for an entry-level certification, which I also kind of liked. Because I mean, like, I think that really replicates somewhat of like a SOC life, cybersecurity life of when you're working, you're getting different things, you're jumping into different kind of scenarios. And Try Hack Me did a really good job, I thought, on doing that today. And yeah, I really think they did a fantastic job kind of really establishing that to help folks really get a good warm and fuzzy on breaking in. Now, I'm going to take this away for 2 seconds. And as I mentioned before, I do not have a cool resource code or a cool giveaway gift code thing, but Roy Den has a code for one of his discounts that this code gives you 40% off on the training code. So I do want to share that with the chat real quick. 4 hours was also mind-numbing. It was a mind-numbing 4 hours. For some odd reason, I decided to do this test at like 11 o'clock at night, Arizona time. And I finished at 2 a.m. today. Call it my insomnia, but it was fun. I had a lot of fun with it. And the thing I liked about this too is that the test, anything when you go on to hands-on, I think whether this is like inside of a school environment, whether it's in front of peers, whether it's in front of coworkers, there's that sense of fear of like, man, what if I mess up? What if someone sees I don't know what I'm doing? What if it takes me longer than someone else? Like I did this in 4 hours. This might take you 6, might take you 3, might take you the full 7. Don't be worried about the time. Worry about the concepts, worry about the hands-on skills you're going to be learning doing this certification and course if you decide to pursue it and go about the process of actually trying to get in and getting the Security 101 certification from Try Hack Me. It is a 3-year certification, so it's good for 3 years. I'm fairly certain, just like the SOC Analyst Level 1 path, I'm sure it's going to be updated. What else? Do I have any questions in the chat, I guess, about it? Because I could kind of keep telling you about what I thought about it, but I mean, yeah, the only 2 things it requires you for the learning piece of this is the Try Hack Me pre-security and then the Cybersecurity 101 are the only 2 paths that Try Hack Me that recommends for you to do to prepare for this certification. Straight up zombie mode. It was 100% zombie mode. So, and yeah, exactly that, Joshua. As long as you're having fun, you're learning. That's the biggest takeaway. I have that same mentality where it's like, I like trying to do these like kind of exams and like challenges for you guys, because I want to also make sure that if I want to recommend something or put my name behind it of how and what someone could do to break into cyber, if I've not done it and I can't justify that I think there's good value in it, why would I tell you to do it? So I would say, and this does get the Ginger Hacker stamp of approval, how much harder is it than Security Plus? The thing I would say about Security Plus is memorization, and it's book answers. So think of it like a history. If you're doing a history tests have a single answer of like, when was the Constitution signed? There's not, well, it could have been this date. There's a date the Constitution was signed. That is your answer. So with Security Plus, it's an A, B, C, D answer. For Security 101, you're doing PowerShell, you're in terminal, you're running Nmap scans, you're doing malware analysis, you're using like DFIR, like static analysis tooling, where it's like, I would say it's probably like on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put the CompTIA Security Plus probably at like a 5, and I'd put this one like at a 7, because you really have to have a decent fundamental on a lot of things rather than just cybersecurity for Security Plus. Like Security Plus doesn't talk about like going into like burp sweep or SQL, like writing out SQL and actually doing the SQL injection, or utilizing certain exploits to get through a bypass, where this exam did. And there's some stuff that I haven't done yet on a red team level that when I got to do the 2 red team challenge rooms, it was really fun, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not a pen tester. I don't talk about pen testing. I would not be a strong recommendation of like, hey, how do I become a pen tester? I would tell you, go talk to Tyler Ramsby, to other folks in the industry that have their own channels that more like Hack Smarter, Just Hacking, that point people that direction, rather than if you want to be a security analyst or like GRC, that's a little bit more in my wheelhouse, where I can kind of point you into a good direction. But I would definitely say that the Security 101 test was harder than Security Plus. Is it easier than CEH and EJPT or PJPT? So I've not done either or any of those 3. That's also on my list of things to check out, and kind of like CEH, I'd also argue, depending if you're not doing the hands-on technical piece of it, CEH is also just like a memorization test. So is my thoughts. But I digress. It's still like a necessity for some DOJ and DOD compliance and like government roles. Same thing for the EJPT or the PJPT. Those ones are more hands-on. So I would probably say those ones are going to be rough. I won't call them at the same level, because I want to say those are still, there's have a little bit more stronger baseline basics on pen testing, compared to the Security 101 is really tying in security, purple teaming, and security. So with the EJPTs, you're really just focusing on like red team training, or red team, I guess, like processes. Security 101 is tying in, there's 2 rooms to that. There's 3 rooms for purple team. There's 2 rooms for blue team. So I think it does a little bit better job of rounding everything off, but I wouldn't say I would probably put those ones a little bit higher, probably like a 7.58, and then the SEC 101 at like a 7. So the places that are empty on the walls is where the SEC 101 cert, etc., are going to be. Can't stop learning, and cyber always going to be invoking. Yeah. And with Try Hack Me creating these certifications, I will say this: Security Plus probably still carries more weight because it is more industry recognized. However, with a lot of these new certifications coming around, being more hands-on, and I think being able to take these results and translate that onto your resume, that's going to be the big real takeaway from this, because those that are still looking for jobs or in the job market right now understand that your biggest enemy right now is experience. It's not that you don't know the skills. It's not that you can't do the skills. It's that you haven't done it on like a real world prod environment. So a lot of these rooms and these challenges and these certifications that are turning into hands-on experience requirements rather than just like a multiple choice-esque training is a real big win takeaway, because that's what you can do to really turn that and burn that into your resume, saying, hey, I've not been on prod, but I know how to do Active Directory traversal. I know how to do multi-factor bypass. I know how to work an alert and go through like a SIM and a SOAR through all these hands-on experiences of certifications I've done that weren't just A, B, C, D answers. I actually had to know the commands. I had to write up my own analysis. I had to write my own report. And that's, I think, the big takeaway with a lot of these certifications right now that are coming down the road with Try Hack Me, Hack the Box, Level Effect, Just Hacking. What else? There's a Cyber Defenders. Those are the ones I think that is Blue Team Level 1. I think it's another good one as well. They're based out of the UK. That those ones are really big win takeaways because they're hands-on. So I don't want to make this video run too long, so I'm going to wrap it up. But at the end all be all, I definitely would say Try Hack Me Security 101 is Ginger Hacker approved and has a stamp of approval for a fantastic certification for great real-world experience for folks building that foundation trying to break into cyber. So once again, video is not sponsored. Try Hack Me is not paying me for this statements or any of this, but I really do think Try Hack Me did a great job with this certification. And the only thing I would tweak on it is some of the questions when it comes into your answer, you'll find your answer, but it's like, do they want the full path? Do they just want the end directory? Do they want the port and protocol? Or did they want this entire line? Where it's like, I hope they kind of put in additional answer if then ors, because being like, I can't give away any questions specifically, but it's like, if you have a question that like is maybe asking for a specific persistence and it's asking for like, what line or phrase did that say? But it's like, is it wanting the 2 lines? Is it wanting the 2 words? Is it wanting that entire line? I hope that they maybe put in some additional answers in that test bank where it's like, look, if you hit it, but maybe typed it out in a sentence or like put it as a whole line or a code block, but you showed that you found the solution, I would personally give credit for it. So it's like, that was one takeaway where it's like, when I got my score back and like, I see how many you don't know what questions you missed, but it'll show you how many questions you got right out of the section. There was a few where I'm like, there's no way I missed any of those questions. So it had to be an answer input of how they wanted the answer. And so, yeah, definitely taking notes. Yeah, the note taking's huge because one, I didn't have too many issues on it, but like if the machine restarts or wipes stuff and like you lose your notes, it's super frustrating to lose and forget the place where you're at. But I think the answer validation was like my biggest pet peeve and kind of frustration for the exam. Cause like there was a few things where I'm like, okay, are they asking for this entire path? Are they asking for this one word? Are they wanting this entire line? So it'd be nice if they, at the end of the fact, they could give you like an overall, hey, yes, you passed. Answer leniency. Yeah, that's a good way to put it, because I feel like I answered some of the questions correctly, but I just didn't put them in the correct formatting of how they wanted it for the exam. So it would be nice, like if like there was like an after the fact where it's like, it's all automatic grading. So as soon as you're done with the exam, you'll know immediately after if you passed. But it'd be cool, like if they went like a month or 2 down the road and they said, hey, we reviewed your exam and like you actually did answer this one correctly, and we're just gonna give you the, needless here or there, you still passed it. But it's like for those perfectionists, they want the higher score. It'd be nice if they could go back in and like put eyes on your answers, say, okay, they did have the right answer, they just didn't have the formatting correctly, and still give points. So, because at the end of the day, as long as you're getting the concept and you're finding that solution, if I was a professor or grading this, or if it was like a CTF, I would give benefit of the doubt saying, hey, no, you were in the right place. You found the right solution. You just put an entire path or maybe like a whole sentence when we just wanted 1 or 2 words. Very nitty gritty, I know. The other piece I would say is like the DFIR. I really wish they probably gave a little bit more leniency or maybe guidance, because I would definitely say that when you're doing like static analysis, that is very nichey. And if you've never done that before and you've never used any normal DFIR like exams or tools, like what, let me see. So if you haven't used like Exfil tool, PE Studio, Sleuth Kit, stuff like that, and like if those are all brand new names to you and you've never heard of those before, do some research, do some digging, because That's the one thing I didn't like, where I felt for the DFIR, they just gave you a bowl of spaghetti of tools and they said, okay, find bad. And it can definitely overload someone that's like maybe like has horrible test anxiety, hasn't ever seen or used those tools before. And my recommendation that I put in for my results of, hey, what would you do better this exam? I put in like, hey, provide further guidance on that specific challenge specifically. Like I said, I thought all the other challenges and rooms were actually fairly straightforward. Yep, Google's your best friend, as always. Google, YouTube, Claude, Gemini, ChatGPT, name whatever AI source you want to use to be your test buddy when you're taking the exam. But just having a little bit more guidance maybe, or even like providing analysis of like, hey, like incorporate it into the story or into the exam. Like, hey, these 3 tools were used by the security team already, and attach those reports that don't show all the answers. I'm not trying to say that they need to have like pre-filled out reports and stuff in there to like get you half the points. Unknown one. What is it compared to the CJCA? Thank you, CJGA. That is on my next chopping block. I'm actually trying to work with Hack the Box to get a test run, because that's what I want to compare this to. That's what I think TryHackMe did, and they made this for. In comparison, probably for competition with Hack the Box. I will say price-wise, the TryHackMe Security 101 is way cheaper than the CJCA. But I'm not familiar with... Oh, you want the Discord? I can pop the Discord up. This is the Discord link. Sign into our Discord if you're not part of the Discord. We are very active. We have tons of folks talking all the time. My search engine is Matt. Poor Matt. But yeah, so unknown one, not familiar with. I've not taken the CJCA, so I can't compare. I would probably suggest that the Hack the Box version is probably going to be a little bit more complex. But once again, I haven't taken it, so I can't compare notes. I'm not familiar. I'm not sure. Oh, let's see. What else? Exactly, the DFIR one is so much overwhelming. Yeah, I just thought that the DFIR one was cool. I actually had a lot of fun with it. But my thought process was like, man, like there's just so many choices. And I went back to like pre-security and security 101 of like, do they even go through all the choices you have for this like box or the challenge for the exam? And so anyway, that's I could talk for probably an hour alone on the DFIR portion of it, because it's very important, obviously, in having that kind of skill set to get into those. But I do kind of feel that they could tighten it up a little bit. But yeah, here is the deal, everybody. I am going to probably do a Security 101 giveaway inside the Discord channel. That will probably be done sometime today. I'll probably give away and I'll raffle it off, or I'll pick a winner in the Discord by Sunday. So what you need to do is you need to put gonna make this a little bit of a challenge, so bear with me. But if you're watching, then perfect. Where'd my music go? Let's get this thing going. All right. In good retrospect, I wouldn't be a good mentor if I didn't challenge you guys to always learn and grow and do great things. So in order to win the Security 101 voucher, you simply need to solve that and paste that in plain text. Paste that in plain text inside the Discord channel. And that is how you are going to be entered in. And I grab your name or your Discord handle. I will enter it into a little wheel of probability, which is just a wheel on the website, a website that spins. And if it lands on your Discord handle, you will be a very lucky winner of one Security 101 voucher. So I see 11 people. Or DM me. You can also DM me it. Because I guess like if you post it, then anyone can just wait for someone to solve it. DM me that message in plain text. And that is how you get yourself entered in for the Security 101 voucher. But yeah, other than that, everybody, I hope you guys had a great week. It is Saturday here in Arizona. I'm going to go hang out with the fam bam. Probably going to go play some games tonight. Was super good to go live again. It's been a hot minute since I went live. But hopefully everyone is doing good. We do have a really cool pocket prep push happening the month of February, by the way. You will be doing a challenge to possibly land your next exam. So that will be also coming around the corner. There'll be a video going live February 2nd. Also, don't forget, we're doing our CompTIA certification sweepstakes giveaway every single month. So your chance to win a Security Plus, Linux Plus, or Net Plus voucher from CompTIA as a thank you from the Ginger Hacker Initiative as we're trying to level you guys up into cyber. Oh, hold on. Oh, you guys didn't get it on Twitch. Hold on. Let me see if I can go on Twitch real fast and drop it. Or here. We can go like this. Screenshot it. Take a mental picture. I will repost. Oh, I'm getting a few messages, so cool. All right, screenshot it, copy the text inside. Have to find a cool way to where I can post it on all socials when we stream. I'll have to change. Awesome. I'm seeing all the messages come in. That's funny. Unknown one, were you able to get this? Am I good? I don't want to hang up or end the call before you grab this over. Nice. Yeah, it's a fun little. It wasn't too complex, but it was a fun little one, I thought. Yeah, everybody. Well, with that, I am going to call it a day for now. I got some other videos that will be dropping this coming week. Obviously, still running the Breaking Into Cyber series. We have some fantastic names and folks coming onto the channel still. I'm also watching on YouTube. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Good to know, though, it doesn't come in through Twitch. Might have to find a different me. Oh, you know what? What am I doing, dude? Hold on. What about now? Now did it go through on Twitch? Oh, there we go. I think I can just post on Restream and it goes on to both. But yeah, everybody, I appreciate everyone coming to hang on for our 11 folks we have on here. So that's awesome. And yeah, this was a blast. I think I'm going to do a few more of these as well. I have a few more video walkthroughs I'll be doing as well for Hack the Box and Try Hack Me. We have Cactus Con also coming up if you're here in Arizona. So, okay, I posted it twice. That's why it came through twice. Awesome. So yeah, if you're in town for Cactus Con here, come say hi to me. I'll be inside Greenhouse Village and be on track 1 for a talk and the Career Village for a talk. And yeah, everybody, with that, I am going to call it, but I will see you guys in the Discord.